and welcome to another episode on Jane of All Trades, my channel. Today we're going to be talking again and we're going to be discussing something that is actually a very serious subject. And as a musician and a content creator from scratch, a writer, everything accumulated in kind of like arts and crafts. The subject is of course copyright, which really, you love it and you hate it at exactly the same time, just for all the same reasons. You love it because it's the right thing to do. As an artist, you don't just want to have people just take your stuff willy-nilly, just plucking it out of the sky and then going off and then making more money than you off of it, because they don't have to give you credit, they don't have to give you money, they don't have to give you a cut. So it is an absolute huge deal, but it's also not like other laws, and this is why I get driven mad, because I'm an artist, I'm not a lawyer, and over the years in many variable instances I've had to delve into the world of copyright. And now all these years later, even having been in a class with an actual copyright lawyer, I'm still so lost that I do everything I can to, let's say, avoid obvious copyright infringement. The obvious copyright infringement is if you have a song by a popular artist who is out right now, their track is copyrighted, end of. So to me, so that's pretty black and white. You don't have specific permission to use that track for any other purpose than personal enjoyment. I'd say that's pretty black and white. The same goes for film. If you have a film and the film is just out, you go to see that film in the cinema, great. Then you purchase that film on Blu-ray, great, you can watch that, and that is black and white copyrighted. So your purchase of that has given you the right for the enjoyment of that property in your own home. When it comes to stuff like that, I don't really worry too much, because I get it and I understand it, and therefore I just avoid it. That's why on my channel I write all my own tunes. I just use the Chord M3. It's got loads in it. It's got banks of songs where you can just sit and hold down one key and get enough of a song to make a song, or if I want to sit down and actually play it or work out a chord progression or do something to make it a little bit more my own, but it's there for my use. The black and white terms is if you did not create it, it is not yours. But then that takes you into that grey area, and now this is the grey area that is the trip up, and it's also the grey area that me not being a lawyer or having anything to do with copyright law or anything like that is even where I get a wee bit lost. I mean, probably every now and again I'm going to do something against copyright and I don't even realise I'm doing it. I'm not really interested in doing cover versions or using other people's music. I don't mind the channels that do. Like every now and again I come across cover versions which are either really unique cover versions, or it's more like me singing such and such a such, and they're very good singers. Like, I think that I've got to see some absolutely incredible artists via that medium. I'm just going for a kind of copyright free longevity here, so where possible I will be making a conscious effort to avoid copyright infringement. But because I'm not a lawyer and I haven't spent many years studying it and know absolutely every in and out, I think every now and again there's going to be something somewhere silly. It could get flagged, or it may stay up for eternity and never come under Content ID. That's why I'm kind of just trying to do as much as possible on my own. You do get Creative Commons copyright. Again, this is a bit of a minefield because it comes with quite a few caveats, and those caveats aren't exactly crystal clear. One of the caveats is that if you're using content for like a critique, so if you were doing a critique or review, say a review on a film, you can use clips from the film under Creative Commons, but this could not be done in excess. But nobody tells you what excess actually is. So for all we know, because how long's a piece of string? So when you've got kind of wording like that, I'm now on the avoid. The penalty for 3 strikes is that you can have your channel taken off you, and you can be told that you can never have another YouTube channel ever again, which is actually really sad. That actually makes me sad, and it makes me sad because I've really been enjoying working on my channel and editing it, like the little bits and pieces that I've been doing around it with social and web and artwork and stuff like that. So, and if you have that mindset to start, then you're going to be more creative in the long run anyway, because you're not just going to be, oh well, I'll just play these video games and hope that they never get a takedown. The video games, if you're a gamer, I was reading that they cannot be monetized, and if they are monetized, it goes to the creator, it doesn't go to you. So that's something to keep in mind if you're thinking of YouTube financial future. If you're doing it for fun, though, that's completely different. I don't know how it works. If that's something that you're getting into, then you could think about that further. So yeah, if you are starting out YouTube and you are thinking of a channel which relies quite heavily on other people's content, I would definitely look into it further. You know, actually sites out there, and I think that there is kind of hints and tips on, do a research on, you know, how to avoid copyright infringements, and because there are ways that you can do it. There's a website that was set up by a guy about a decade ago, and it's specifically for cover versions. It's not for karaoke. So if you are just a singer and you just want to sing to a backing track, this maybe isn't the site for you. But if you're a musician and you just want to do a couple of cover versions every now and again in amongst your own material, it's a site that you can go to, and you sign up and then you upload your content via the site. That way that you've now got permission to have that cover version online. So if you're not monetized, that's fine, nothing changes. But if you become quite successful and that track ends up become monetized, it will mean that the artist gets a cut, YouTube gets a cut, and you get a cut. I think your cut is like really, really minimal because the artist really does get the guts of it. So that's fine. I mean, it means that it actually means 2 things. So it means that your song is up there totally legally and legit, because you did your own cover, so you have covered that song with legitimacy, so you now have a kind of partial foot in on the mechanical copyright of that, and that's what your cut is the adaptation of the original works. The be all and end all is copyright is important. It's not something that you can just there's even when you're on a site and it says, you know, it's like all free to use music, there's still a little bit of copyright involved, because they might have specified that if you use their track or their material, that they get credited in your end product. If you don't credit them and they find that, then, you know, you can still be in hot water. So you need to learn to read the little copyright bits on the end. There's creative content on YouTube for you to use, and again, that's a mix of the two. It's credited and uncredited. I think you can filter, so you can set it all so that you only see uncredited if you don't want to be messing about and remember who wrote what and why and to have to credit them at some point. So you could probably do that. And it's the same when you're out and about on interwebs, whether it's images, graphics, photos. It might specifically say this image is free, and that's the bit that'll be big. That's the bit that's always big, is the bit that says free. And then underneath in the tiny wee bit it says free for personal use only. And really, once you are broadcasting and put it out to there to a wider audience where you could possibly be in the realms of financial gain for that product, you'll be instantly breaching the copyright of that product. So if you're on it and you see, and there's 30 photos and you take 30 photos and you build 30 videos, then that's 30 reasons that you're now going to be in copyright smoky bubble. So it's a bit of a minefield, but once you know the basics, or once you've got some kind of setup that you're happy with, where you know that every time you go to that location you know what the copyright ins and outs are, you'll maybe find it slightly easier. But what I can absolutely assure you of is that if you make it yourself from scratch, you will never have a copyright issue. Think about what's behind you, think about what's in the background, think about brand names that other people might see. You might wish to remove them, or you can just blur them out if you see them. If you don't see them in time and your video's already been online, you can maybe go back and do a wee blur and then get it back out there again. You don't have to just instantly waste that. And there is also plenty, I mean, we live in the modern age, there's plenty of apps, there's plenty of software out there where you can even consider writing your own audio and your own music. It's actually not that hard. You just stick to the white keys and have a play about and just keep playing about, and even if it's a mess, does it really matter? Because it's yours and it can only get better. The more you do it, the better you'll get, and again, you will never face a copyright issue. I mean, what is the point in risking it all for a couple of seconds of music? There's no point in that at all. Never mind. So that's the end of that vlog. I don't know how long that's gonna be. I'll edit out as much as I possibly can. It's just quite an important subject, and because I'm starting out on YouTube and I'm doing vlogs and I'm kind of, you know, giving you a little insight into what I'm doing in the background while I'm building, and the information that I'm gathering and what I'm using that information for has been quite important. And copyright is a huge one, especially depending on what kind of content that you're actually wanting to create. So that's us. So as always, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!